Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and today we got a very light TWAB, February 9th, because they did a lot of stuff earlier in the week. This week, they gave details about Strand. We also got some sandbox and ability updates. I did videos over both of those, so if you're looking for that information, just literally check out my channel videos last couple of days. Biggest thing is, one, they've got support for Syria and Turkey after all of the earthquakes, and I swear the death toll actually just keeps going up. If you want to help with that in any way, you can donate, and for one, you'll get a cool little emblem, but two, everything is going to go to direct relief, which is going to go help support all the people over in that area. So if you are looking to support that cause, this is kind of a good way for you to do it and actually know it's going to a good place. Next thing is they did, as I said, talked about Strand, talked a little bit about fragments, a little bit about the class abilities. I did a video breaking down the trailer and the abilities and kind of showing examples of each. They do mention latency. So they say last week things were taken offline and we got everything kind of figured out about, was it like 18 hours later or something like that? Basically the next day things were up. Biggest thing is it doesn't solve all the latency problems, but it has fixed a particularly thorny issue that has plagued the game since the start of Season 19. They said they've also found a few hidden bugs that should be fixed in Lightfall, so network quality should be better. It's not like a guarantee or anything, but it's one of those that should improve because it's always hard to know exactly what's doing everything, but it seems like they've tracked down a few bugs between them and their network partners to help things. So that's actually a promising situation. They also state certain things like finishers and armor are going to be compatible with Strand since it's kind of the first green one. Stuff will glow in green or be finishing in green, so your armor effects and things of that nature. Also, perks will be compatible with Strand. Elemental Capacitor, we know that's going to help with airborne accuracy, osmosis, because there are Strand bullets, explosive payload, Dragonfly, cluster bombs, chain reaction, and then anything that deals with like armor. So Fellwinter's Helm, Verity's Brow, Mantle of Battle Harmony, and Chromatic Fire for the Warlocks. And the Bombardiers, you get the Parting Gift is going to have some type of Strand effect. I would imagine it's probably like a little suspension bomb or something, so that's actually kind of cool. There's nothing for Titans in that list, so maybe that'll change at some point. Biggest thing that I wanted to make this little video for is right here. Revenant. Does this update resonate with you? Now, this is an incomplete amount of information, but it's at least something for you guys to be aware of. As part of an initiative to integrate weapon crafting into the broader core economy, we will be completely removing resonant elements from the game. Now, resonant elements are the things where if you complete the Deepsight Attunement objective, you would get 300. If you have a red board and you just break it down, you get 100. It says they are not going to have that currency anymore. And standard currencies such as Glimmer, Enhancement Cores, etc. will replace that. That also kind of goes with the next line. We'll also be removing the Deepsight Attunement objective altogether. So I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work if you get a red border and then you just can kind of click on it. Because if you get a red border with a good roll, you probably don't want to just instantly delete it. But if you get a red border, then you still want to be able to get pattern progress if it's related to one of those weapons. So maybe there's just something you go inside the weapon and like, just activate the, pattern progress or something, but you don't have to go and get like 40 kills with the weapon or whatever it is. So finally, resonant and harmonic alloys will still be used at launch. However, they're planning to overhaul these currencies later in Lightfall, the Lightfall year. Resonant alloys, you have like a capacity of 80 of those. You get those as you break down weapons. Usually, unless you're just crafting everything, those are not something you're usually too worried about getting because we're going to break down a bunch of stuff. Harmonic alloys are the things you get by breaking down raid weapons, which are still viable for crafting raid weapons. So hold on to those, but the Deepsight attunement process, like a red border weapon, getting the kills with that weapon, not going to be a thing. And the resonant elements, you won't have to worry about having those either. Basic currencies, Glimmer, Enhancement Cores, and stuff will replace that. So I think I just got back up to 10,000 resonant elements, so I'm so glad that those are going away. But, I don't mind that the change is happening because hopefully it's just a simplification for the crafting process in general. Other than that, Prime Gaming has a couple ornaments for Sunshot and like the Jotun Sparrow. For the armor, Hunters go Team Spider, Titans Team Spider, Warlocks Team Beetle. That's where everything landed. Warlocks were the most divided. It was 53% leaning into Team Beetle. Titans massively Team Spider, 72%. Hunters 56% for Team Spider. So Titans definitely knew which one they wanted. The other two were a little bit closer. And then this weekend, it is freelance for Trials, and also is bonus reputation in Trials. So if you're going to play Trials, especially as a solo player, this is your weekend. Get some reputation, get some engrams. And then Radiant Cliffs is the map by voting, which I don't think anybody loved the maps, but they did pick that one. Destiny Content Vault update. So the Destiny Content Vault has been updated with information on what activities, vendors, and destinations will enter. So I will have to check that thing in a little bit, but I don't think it's anything surprising. Expansion content will no longer be added to the Destiny Content Vault. So Witch Queen stuff is going to stay there. Now, what is going to leave is everything with the seasons is going to go in the Content Vault, excluding the PsyOps Battlegrounds and the Heist Battlegrounds. Those are going to go into Vanguard Ops. So more Battlegrounds and Vanguard Ops. I'm totally fine with that. I like both of those activities, so they're good to go in there. Vanguard Ops, decent modifiers, kind of mix it up. That's fine. Everything else is going to go away. As I've said in multiple videos, pretty much most things in the Helm are going to be, all that's going to be cleaned out. A couple of them are just going to Vanguard Ops. Items being deprecated at the start of Year 6. The transition from Year 5 to Year 6, at this time, certain items will deprecate and no longer become available. Basically, it's mostly seasonal currencies, and now we know a little bit about the crafting supplies, but if you want to look at either of these two to know what is specifically going, go read the TWAB. But just know that most seasonal currencies, all your Umbral energy, all that stuff's going to go away. So if you've got Umbral energy, you may as well use it if you're still trying to get some stuff. Known issues, nothing too dramatic. They say players who receive a lever penalty in competitive division may be unable to launch into the playlist once their lever penalty has expired. This can be resolved by swapping characters and playing another match in the playlist. So not too big of a deal, but swap characters if you have another one at least and do that. Everything else is pretty minor, I think. They talk about art and movie of the week. They mentioned the AI issue that got, that had issues before. They will not be acknowledging AI art, and that's basically it. So it's pretty straightforward. Biggest thing is the crafting elements are going to be changing and going a little update to the crafting elements. Where'd it go? There. Such a small piece of the TWAB, this part right here. Crafting elements mostly going away. Your resonant harmonic alloys and ascendant alloys, those will still remain for now, but they are potentially trying to overhaul all of this stuff because they made all these currencies and now it seems like they're getting away from them. So at some point we may just go back into the other currencies that we've gotten and maybe lumped in, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, no more resonant process elements and all that stuff. Pretty simplified. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Find me tonight on the podcast, 7 p.m., Twitch and Twitter at Ebontis, and counting down the days till Lightfall. So I'll see you guys very soon.